What is going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, April 15th. Right towards the end of the exam week. We're getting towards the end. I got two more left, one tonight and one on Tuesday next week. Um, Once those are done, schedule will get a little bit different as I go back to work and everything else. That'll change as well, but I will keep everybody updated with that. Um, Today, I just want to talk about ways to use fitness to keep your mind focused and fresh on many different things. Um, Before I get into it, quick disclaimer: I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I am just somebody that can use the internet just like anybody else, and research and read and learn, hopefully, as much as they can about keeping yourself in shape and using fitness as a way to keep your mind right as well. If you are in need of medical advice, please seek it out. Do not hesitate to seek it out. I do mention substances in here, not by name, just in general. Um, and we do know that there are side effects with quitting those things cold turkey. So please talk to a medical professional if it's something that you are going to be involved with doing later on down the road. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, just to kind of kick it all off, we all know already that there are many studies out there that claim that exercise is good for you. It's good for your mind, it's good for your body, good for your soul. So that's not anything new to any of us. Some of the earliest examples of that even go back as far as like 3000 BC, where civilization formed what we know as modern yoga. Um, and it's weird to think about that it's something that has only become popular in the last 20 to 30 years with most people, but it's been around since, 3000 BC, thousands and thousands of years ago. Um, this became the basis of what we knew to be the importance of physical fitness in our lives, whether that be with just general activity, what you do for work, just even walking. Walking is one of the easiest things you can do, and that's something that we always talk about. Is that just walking is the starting point that we can all use to kind of get to that next level, whether it be reaching out to a group or otherwise just trying to get involved in some kind of community sport or team sport. There are many different ways to get involved with fitness, and I'm just kind of here to kind of let you know some of the benefits that you might not know nearly as much as others, um, but also just kind of giving you guys a better hopeful basis of what we can kind of learn and grow upon. I will link all the studies and other factual information that I have down in the description. Yeah, so this first article that I kind of came across, and I was coming across this article more or less with another assignment that I was doing in school. So I am going to kind of circle back to it every so often, but um, this comes from the National Library of Medicine database, and they stated the following in their article titled "Role of Physical Activity on Mental Health and Well-Being." It's a review of a study that was done. This is the direct quote that I've used from their article. The function of physical activity in preventing a wide range of chronic illnesses and premature mortality has been extensively examined and studied. Adequate evidence links medical conditions such as cardiovascular disease and individual lifestyle behaviors, particularly exercise. Regular exercise lowered the incidence of cardiometabolic illness, breast and colon cancer, and osteoporosis. In addition to improving the quality of life for those with non psychiatric diseases such as peripheral artery occlusive. Sorry, that's just a really weird word the way that they had this written out. Disease and fibromyalgia. Regular physical activity may help alleviate the discomforts of these particular diseases. Exercise also helps with various substance disorders, such as reducing or quitting smoking, as physical activity strongly impacts health worldwide. Standards prescribe a weekly allowance of 150 minutes of modest to vigorous physical exercise in a clinical and non clinical population. Essentially, what that last part translates to, you could do things at home, uh, in front of a doctor, seeing what your fitness level is at. Some people do like treadmill tests in front of their doctors, being hooked up to machines to kind of see how their body is handling moderate to vigorous physical exercise. So it's very much dependent on the person. Most people will do the non clinical option. I mean, if you have a watch, a Fitbit, something like that, it's going to tell you a good chunk of information anyway. Not to say that you shouldn't go see your doctor about other advice as well. But essentially, what that kind of breaks down is that exercise can help more than just, the usual soreness and everything else. It keeps your body moving, but it also can help lower instances of other diseases, behaviors, issues over time with consistent use. So for a lot of people that are just starting out, that's the biggest part of it all, is that it's really hard just to kind of start and have your day one, especially when your day one involves having to cut something out that might be extremely hard and addictive to cut away from. And that's got to be the hardest part, is that exact moment of choosing to quit and then moving on and hopefully being able to use fitness as that filler to keep your mind away from it. Now, the article itself was done by the Department of Psychiatry. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name because unfortunately I'm not very good with pronouncing some of these. But they are somewhere in Wardha, India, I believe. Mahindru is the last name of the person that published this article as well. Um, Between the usual stuff, exercise has always been linked to lowering cortisol levels, lowering systemic inflammation, and shown to increase plasma levels within your brain, which is believed to reduce Alzheimer's disease and progression of Alzheimer's in some patients. Certain exercise types, like yoga, have been shown to help with the stimulation of the limbic system, essentially activating your brain's emotional command center and your survival engine that kind of keeps you going, pushing that accelerator on your emotional, memory, and instinctual processes. Something that'll keep you more in a tip-top shape, that'll allow you to at least deal with daily stressors, maybe, hopefully, a lot better than what you're currently dealing with them at. There are some studies as well that have gone on to state that it does wonders for those affected by things like schizophrenia. Again, not a doctor. If you're on medication for something like that, please do not stop taking it. Consult a physician. Get the professional help first. I'm just some guy talking on the internet. So get the professional help first and then maybe discuss that option with your doctor. But as well, they even mention that it can aid in getting rid of some of the psychotic symptoms and treating medical comorbidities that accompany the psychotic disorders themselves. So while you're having these issues with schizophrenia or these other psychological disorders, using exercise can be a very, very good way to kind of keep yourself balanced and centered in your own processes. Like I mentioned earlier, that it helps push that accelerator on your emotional, memory, and instinctual processes. What it also allows you to do is balance yourself, hopefully on your own terms, so that you're able to, again, deal with daily stressors, get through your day, get through your life, and be able to work on things at your own pace, which is the other beautiful part about exercise, so that it can be completely at your own pace. And nobody can tell you how to do it. There are wrong ways to do exercise, but there are a ton of right ways to do exercise. As long as you're not hurting yourself, there's really no wrong way in doing it. They've even also cited like some randomized controlled studies with a yoga group and an exercise group where the yoga group itself exhibited a huge significant reduction in negative symptoms, while the exercise group also did see reductions. The reductions just weren't as intense as they were with the yoga group. And I'm not too sure if it's just yoga itself being more of a calming and centered kind of exercise program, where just regular exercise gets you kind of pumped up and going. Yoga kind of does the opposite, where it keeps you calm, mellow, and in the moment rather than your head being all over the place. And that's the big part about yoga as well, is that you are meant to stay centered where you're at to hopefully deal with whatever you're needing to deal with in that moment. Could be a plethora of different things. Studies have also shown some positives in relation to substance abuse, as I mentioned before, more specifically alcohol. When it comes to reducing dependency on it, they mention how exercise and yoga can help the management of those cravings that you are trying to control. As we all know, you probably do know somebody that is addicted in that fashion, and for them, it's really, really difficult to make it through a day without one drink, two drinks, however many it takes them to cope with what they're dealing with. And exercise, yoga, all this stuff can be a way to hopefully help curb and or kick that craving of what you think you need in that moment. Again, somebody who is addicted, please go seek out professional medical help before just quitting cold turkey, because we do know that there are a lot of side effects when it comes to quitting a substance cold turkey or just very quickly in general. We know that if there is no gradual decrease in that substance, it can be detrimental to the person in the long run as well. So again, seek out professional help before you just start quitting everything cold turkey. It's great to start, but do it safely and do it smart to protect yourself. As well, we got to talk about one of the biggest factors in mental health in combination with your fitness, I guess, and that's sleep. If you're not getting a solid amount of sleep every night, it's going to affect your workouts. It's going to affect your yoga sessions. It's going to affect your spin class, your water aerobics, whatever you're into. It's going to mess that up at some point because your body still needs that 7 to 8 hours of sleep on average. Some people, yes, they get away with 6 hours. Some people get away with 4. Um, every major scientific group out there has said 7 to 8 hours is your key. Hit it as much as you can, as consistently as you can, and try not to mess around with that too much. Try to create a consistent sleep schedule. Try to create like, I don't know about y'all, but like my phone nowadays will tell me, oh, like your bedtime set to like whatever 11:30, 11 o'clock, and your phone will start to kind of wind you down and be like, cool, I'm going to turn off and stay pretty much dark and quiet most of the night so you don't get bothered while you're sleeping. If that helps you, do it, because I know tons of people that will get distracted by their phone within minutes of going to bed, and all of a sudden they're back on it for another 2 hours. So try to avoid it. Your technology will try to help you in that capacity. Use the apps and options that are out there for you to help you out in the process. It will make things so much easier. But on that same note of needing that sleep, it's probably the second most important part, in my opinion, the second most important part, second to food and nourishment. Because if you aren't getting good nutrition, then the workouts and everything else that you're doing are not going to work for you in the same way. Sleep is something we all need. Food is something we all need. So those are 1 and 2 in terms of factors for me. If your sleep isn't up to par, you will notice those effects almost immediately, whether it be lethargy or irritability with others. You will feel the difference between a good and a bad night's sleep most of the time. Pretty much within waking up, you'll notice the feeling and difference of what restful sleep is to constantly being woken up randomly in the middle of the night by random stuff, or just can't sleep, or whatever is going on. Specifically, the benefits of healthy sleeping patterns are replenishing good amounts of your glucose storage in your neurons. That helps balance your hormones. It gives you a well-needed rest and break to restart the body's daily processes. That's your big 3. There are going to be tons of other things that a good sleep pattern will help you with, but those are the big 3 in terms of what sleep can do for you, and what proper sleep can do for you. As well, it's just, if you mix a good sleep pattern and a good sleep quality with consistent exercise, you'll notice that even more so, your quantity and quality of your sleep will also increase. Not just to say that you can't have a baseline good sleep pattern without the exercise part. You can still have exactly that with your exercise schedule, but it will just be boosted. It'll be improved quite dramatically. They know in a lot of different studies that your REM sleep in both continuity and its performance will increase the better your exercise, and more than just, I don't know, missing 1 or 2 nights a week of consistent sleep won't throw you completely off the rails, but it will start to get you off that track. So if you start to find yourself falling off the wagon of getting consistent with your sleep, take that time, sit down, and get some of that information back, and get some of that time back that you can be using to putting towards a good sleep. Lastly, I want to touch on how exercise can affect people with depressive and anxiety disorders. Per the World Health Organization, depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide. That just is a straight up fact. A lot of people are seeing it, especially after the pandemic and everything else that happened, being inside for the last couple of years and things like that. Now we're kind of out of that fogginess of it all, um, and it is still just a major problem in the global scope of diseases in general. Small percentages of people do seek help for their conditions through different types of therapy. However, we do need more support out there for those who are battling these day to day issues so that they can lead happy lives and enjoy themselves just as much as the next person. When you are exercising, your body does release endorphins, which are feel good chemicals in the brain that make you feel euphoric and have a good time and all that other stuff. Same effect as you would find with substances. Yeah, they just have a profound effect on the person's mind. And this whole system that you use with the endorphins mediates the anal what is it, analgesia? Something like that. It helps mediate a few different processes in your body, but it more or less allows your social ability and depression because of how they work with the endorphins to kind of help block some of those negative thoughts and feelings so they can help out in that way as well. Again, if you are on medication for it, that's not saying go start working out and get rid of the medication. Go talk to a professional first, get that out of the way, and discuss that with them. Um, but kind of on that same note, the studies that I did read about as well, they noted that some exercise may be better treatment than traditional antidepressants. Whether that be, I don't really know many names of antidepressant, like actual substances that they use for it. But in terms of people that actually do take them, a lot of those pills that they will give you can have adverse effects. As we all know, everything has side effects. But yes, like if we're going to be talking about you wanting to get away from the pill side and wanting to use more of a natural and holistic side, by all means, do reach out to your doctor, whoever has got you prescribed to these things, and meet with them and try to work something out in terms of even just trying to bring you down just on the amount that you consume. Lowering your dosage, lowering the frequency, however that may work for you, you can do it as long as you're talking to a doctor first. Um, while there are a lot of positives, some of these studies are still early phase and more work needs to be done until they are fully conclusive. But the work so far has been extensive and positive, and we are seeing a lot of different changes positively in the world of using exercise to fix some issues. Um, Pretty much we're at the end of the video here. My biggest takeaways from a lot of this is that exercise and physical activity are great ways to improve your mental health and get into a better headspace. No pun intended. Um, my best advice for anyone watching this is just to get out there in whatever way works for you. For people like me, I really enjoy joining a gym, finding a group and a community of people who share my feelings and belief in this, and more or less attaching myself to at least learn from their experiences and them so that I can hopefully better myself in the process and help others out as well. For others, that might just be going for a walk outside, home workouts, closed group workouts, spin classes, or aquatics. Whatever works for you, get out there and do it. There is literally no wrong answer. You just have to get out there and start somewhere. Is it difficult? Is it hard to start? Absolutely. I'll never forget the first time I stepped into a gym. I was probably the most terrified I've ever been, except for the day that my daughter was born, because becoming a parent for the first time is fun, scary, terrifying at the same time. But in that same kind of circle, um, yes, it's terrifying, but once you get started and create that momentum and start to even build that little bit of a community, it's it's really hard to derail yourself after that. It really is, because your body, your mind are all coming together for one purpose, and that is to get out and work out and go to the gym or walk or something, and your mind will just build that habit, and next thing you know, it'll become second nature to you, and you won't even notice that it's there, and it won't feel like a habit. It'll just feel like it's part of your daily life. But yeah, regardless if it's your day one or if you're at day 1050, stop and help somebody out. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it, they can do it. Try to drag your friend out of that slump that they're going through. Talk to somebody you don't usually talk to. see what kind of information you can get, because the more information we learn from each other, the better off we'll all be. We'll all be able to kind of converse and exchange ideas and information and present evidence and everything else to each other in a healthy way that can hopefully positively influence all of us to make better changes in our lives. Um, as well, down at the bottom, I linked Arnold's Pump Club. For those of you who don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he has a community on social media, has his own app, he has a newsletter, he's got a podcast. Um, this is not a paid advertisement to him, by the way. I just really enjoy his app. I enjoy listening to his podcast through Spotify. They're 3 to 5 minutes in length, like they're really not that long. Um, they're very informative. He talks everything from fitness to nutrition to supplements to sleep to coffee. Like he talks about everything under the sun in terms of just what can help, what is different, what science is coming out, and he backs everything up and links all of his stuff in the descriptions of all the podcasts if you want to know more from the actual studies that they talk about. And I believe in his message. I mean, at the end of the day, like who is better to help you out on a fitness journey than Mr. Universe himself? Like insane. And it's all for free too, by the way. Like you guys can just go on there, check out his videos, check out what other people post, because other people will post videos in their groups as well, and they will talk about their lifts. They'll talk about their personal bests. They'll talk about what they struggled in this week. And it's a nice community of people that actually come together and share and exchange information. But honestly, guys, that's the end of the video. I really hope you guys liked it. We're going to get more videos out like this in the near future. Just kind of working on how to break it all down, I guess, just to make sure it's digestible as possible for everybody. Let me know what your guys' thoughts and questions down in the comments. I want to be able to support your journey as much as I can. Please consider subscribing. It is the best way to support me. It's free and it helps out a ton. We're going to get more content out on the way. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Until then, take care, love yourself today, and get out there.